Okay, try and picture this for a second. Close your eyes. You're in the Piazza del Campo, Siena. Suddenly, there's this huge roar from the crowd. You see medieval banners swirling, hear this pulsing drumbeat bouncing off the old buildings, and then boom, the ground starts shaking.
Yeah.
Thundering hooves pounding the earth. A whirlwind of color, dust, energy. That's the Palio di Siena we're diving into today.
And it's so much more alive, so much deeper than just a horse race. The semiologist Omar Calabrese called it an extraordinary adventure of the imagination. That really captures it, I think.
It does. It's like history isn't just something in a book there. It's lived, breathed. You feel it.
Absolutely. And to really get under the skin of it, we've dug into some fantastic sources. There's Alessandro Falassi's key essay, loads of history on Siena's unique neighborhoods, the Contrade, and comments from artists, historians, ordinary Sienese folks too.
Right. So our mission today is to get past just the amazing spectacle you see on TV.
We want to give you a real shortcut to understanding the history behind it, the social connections, the raw passion that makes the Palio tick. You'll find out why people call it the fourth wonder of Italy.
Or that other quote, a minute-and-a-half orgasm which lasts and has been prepared for a lifetime. Intense, right? Yeah, intense is the word. You're going to see how this race, which started centuries ago, is still shaping how people live and see themselves today, right now in the 21st century.
Okay, so where do we start? To get the Palio, you have to get Siena. And that means starting with the Bolzana.
Ah, the Bolzana, that black and white symbol you see everywhere. It's the city's emblem, but it sounds like it means a lot more than that, especially with all the rivalries flying around.
Oh, definitely. It's a really crucial starting point. The Bolzana embodies this deep paradox. One source calls it the radictio ad unum of the agreeable disagreement.
Agreeable disagreement, I like that. So, harmony out of conflict.
Kind of. Think about it. You've got these 17 contrade, each with its own colors, its own flag, fiercely competing all the time. Enemies, basically, during Paleo time.
Right.
But somehow, they all re-find each other and unite in the Bolzana. It's this shared Sienese identity that sits above the neighborhood fights.
So it's like, we might battle each other here, but we're all Sienese against the world. Or even just when they bump into each other outside Siena.
Exactly that. It's that feeling when they run into each other away from home or when they pit themselves against the rest of the world. Even their cathedral, with its black and white marble, is seen as a kind of sacred Bolzana. It's the perfect backdrop for the religious side of the Palio.
Okay, that makes sense. And this unity through disagreement, it hinges on these contrade, doesn't it? These 17 neighborhoods.
Absolutely. They are the absolute core of Sienese life. The historian Giovanni Cecchini puts it simply, a contrada is as old as the city itself.
And they didn't follow the usual Roman city plan, did they? I read they stuck with an older three-way Etruscan division, Città, Camoglia, S. Martino.
That's right. They resisted that typical four-part Roman layout. And these original main inhabited streets grew into these powerful neighborhoods, these contrade. E. William Haywood said they've been the distinguishing characteristic of life in Siena for 400 years. You just don't find anything quite like it elsewhere in Italy.
Wow. And they weren't just like social clubs, were they? They had real responsibilities historically.
Oh, massively. They were almost like mini governments back in the day, running local police, keeping streets maintained, collecting taxes, even helping out community members, like paying dowries for girls who needed help or getting prisoners released, things the main city government used to do.
So they're really cities within the city, as one source put it, holding onto memories, traditions, creating these invisible walls of belonging.
Precisely. Giulio Pepe said Siena isn't one city, it's a confederation of 17 cities. And the current mayor, Nicoletta Fabio, calls the Palio itself the code and map of our identity.
What gets me is how personal it is. Guido Piovane wrote that being part of a contrada isn't something you think about. It's passion agreed to by simple entry into the world. A demon of belonging. Like you don't choose it, it chooses you.
You're born into it,
Yeah.
Simple as that. And that deep sense of belonging has a symbol, the fazzoletto.
The neckerchief, right?
Yeah, the famous anthropologist Claude Lévi-Strauss called it the personal flag of the Sienese. They say it's tied on you from the day of baptism into a contrada whose knot must never be undone.
Wow. Never undone. That says it all, really. Which leads us nicely into the Palio's own history. It's like watching Siena itself evolve, but always holding on to that core. How did this thing actually take shape?
Well, the earliest races go way back 11th century. Originally, it wasn't in the piazza. It was a linear palio run straight through the city streets.
Straight through. Where did it finish?
First at the old cathedral, then later in the 1200s at the site of the new cathedral. The finish line marked by the city's own flag, the Balzana again.
And who raced back then?
Mostly nobles, on proper war horses. It was partly military training, like mimicking battles.
And I read this amazing detail. The racers, the key current eek, couldn't be prosecuted for hurting or even killing someone during the race, as long as it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, incredible, isn't it? Shows a very different time, a different attitude to risk and public events. These early palios were also very religious events, though. They were the climax of festivals for Our Lady of August, the Virgin Mary of the Assumption, who's the patron saint of Siena.
And even back then, there was feasting, like the big dinners they have now.
Public feasting was part of it. The municipality organized it, a tradition that clearly stuck.
Okay, so fast forward a bit. The 16th, 17th centuries seemed like a big turning point, when it started looking more like the palio we know.
Definitely. That's when you see neighborhood palios really taking off. They even had races with water buffaloes for a while, a Roman custom apparently.
Water buffaloes. Seriously.
But the big shift to the circular race in the Piazza del Campo, the one we see today, is really clear. From a 1632 print by Bernardino Capitelli, it shows jockeys, bareback, already whipping each other furiously with a savata.
Savata? That's like a whip made of bull tendon, right? Brutal.
Yeah, pretty brutal. And interestingly, the Catholic Church's crackdown on things considered pagan, like bull hunts, the Counter-Reformation actually helped cement the horse race as the main event.
Ah, okay. And this is also when the July 2nd palio got its specific dedication to the Madonna of Provenzano.
Exactly, 1656.
Yeah.
The story goes that a soldier disrespected an image of the Madonna in the Provenzano area, and the palio became dedicated to her in reparation. It had another layer of sacred meaning, almost mystical.
And the jockeys changed around this time, too. Less nobility, more guns.
Pretty much. They were often mercenaries, professional racers. Some descriptions paint them as deformed and grotesque, rough characters with nicknames like Stumpy or Gobbo. They definitely brought let's say, a fiercer, maybe more ruthless edge to the race.
So the palio is getting wilder, but also starting to get more organized, more regulated, especially in the 17th and 18th centuries.
Yeah, that's when a lot of the rules and traditions we see today started to lock in.
Yeah.
Like blessing the horses in the contrada churches that started in 1666. A very Christian ritual, as one source calls it.
Okay.
Same year, 1666, they introduced the trada. That's the random lottery draw to assign the horses to the contrad. Still a huge moment of tension today.
I bet. Your fate decided by chance.
Totally. Then, in 1729, Governor Violante of Bavaria actually fixed the official boundaries of the contrad. Before that, it was a bit more fluid, and some had even disappeared. This standardized the 17 we have now.
Right.
And they even started regulating the jockeys' behavior a bit more. By 1802, there was a rule saying they couldn't whip each other before the starting rope dropped.
Huh. Only after the race starts, then.
Precisely. And the prize changed too, shifting from just a symbolic velvet banner to actual cash, reflecting maybe a more practical world.